Fantastic. And we're live. Just in case you're wondering, what did I jump into here tonight? I wanted to say hello and welcome to Smart Buying in 2025. I am Natasha Tomlinson, a real estate agent right here in the greater Phoenix metro area in Arizona. And I'm thrilled to guide you through what you really need to know about buying in this unique Arizona real estate market. I've had the pleasure of helping many home buyers and home sellers over since 2005. From first-time home buyers and retirees to move-up buyers and out-of-state relocators. And let me just say, if you're feeling overwhelmed by interest rates and affordability and all the noise, all the media noise, you're not alone. Tonight, we're cutting through a lot of that noise. Okay. Knowledge is power, as they say. So, we're going to unpack what's really happening in the Arizona market and, more importantly, what this means for you. Right? Let's make sure that we are on. Yes. Great. It is July 2025, and we're halfway through the year. And here's where we stand. Okay. Interest rates are still elevated, or many people feel that they are, but inflation has cooled, at least here in Phoenix. Incomes have increased, and housing demand is sitting, waiting for you. Arizona is in a buyer's market in 16 of the 29 cities that make up the greater Phoenix metro area. Six are more in a balanced state. And that means that the first time in years, buyers have leverage again. But here's the twist. Price is the last thing to react in a shifting market. Cost to sellers go up before prices go down. So if you're waiting for a crash, waiting for a crash is like waiting for rain in the desert, okay? The market rewards long-time thinkers. If you're planning to stay in your home for 5 years or more, it really could be your window. Let's start with the elephant in every home buyer's mind right now, okay? Interest rates. Yes, they're higher than in 2020 and 2021. Those were unicorn years. Today, rates have settled around 6.75, 7.25. And that's good news. Yes, rates are volatile. And if they drop, you can refinance. But if rates go up and you did not buy, you've missed the window. Also, affordability isn't just about interest rates. It's about your monthly payment, your total monthly payment, that principal, interest, taxes, and insurance. And that's what matters for your budget. Today, we're seeing more creative ways to keep payments affordable. We're seeing interest rate buy downs. We're seeing down payment assistance. We're seeing lower cost mortgage insurance and smart home selection. And if you qualify for an FHA loan, you're not alone. FHA applications just jumped up again in June. And that tells us that buyers are re-entering the market. They know that this is their moment. All right. Now, let's take a few minutes here to talk about something. It might be a little bit boring at first, tax law. Who likes to talk about taxes? But this really could put money back in your pocket. And it's I'm not trying to get political, just trying to drill down to the meat of it all. Okay. And it's part of what's making 2025 a great time to buy. Now, you may have heard of it. It's called the Big Beautiful Bill. And regardless of the name, it brings some very real beneficial changes for homeowners, investors, and landlords alike. Okay, so let's break it down a bit. Now, again, I am not a tax professional, so we are giving a very broad view here, but we're going to start with the win for buyers. Win number one is the mortgage interest deduction, which is restored and expanded. If you're getting a mortgage, and most people are when they're buying a real estate, the interest you pay on your loan is deductible and on balance is up to $750,000. And that means if you have a mortgage, you can write off the interest you're paying on your federal taxes, making your monthly cost of owning effectively lower when tax time comes around. And it always comes around. So yes, that interest rate you see on paper, it's not the real cost of borrowing once that deduction kicks in. We have the expanded SALT deduction. SALT stands for state and local taxes, and there used to be a limit on how much of your property taxes you could deduct, just $10,000. And under this new bill, if you're earning under $500,000 a year, that cap increases to $40,000 per year through 2029. Now that's huge for homeowners, especially in, those states with higher property taxes, places with luxury real estate here in Phoenix, Paradise Valley, Chandler, Scottsdale, Gilbert, Peoria, where property taxes can be a little bit higher, right? And every dollar helps, doesn't it? So more tax relief leads to more affordability. Now, we have PMI, private mortgage insurance. It's something many buyers pay if they put down less than 20%. And most people, they get pretty ticked off about it. Let me tell you. Well, the good news is PMI is now permanently tax deductible with this big, beautiful bill. That monthly PMI, that fee, it used to feel like wasted money. I mean, it protected your lender, basically, is what it did. Okay. And now you can deduct it from your taxes every year. And that's a game changer for those who are putting lower down payment, for first-time home buyers even. We also have that 20% qualified business income deduction for landlords. So if you are thinking of buying and renting out your current home, or if you're thinking about stepping into real estate investing, this one's for you. Landlords can deduct 20% of their rental income thanks to the return of the qualified business income deduction. And that means lower taxes and more cash flow from your rental. This deduction applies even if you just rent out one property. Now, for the real estate investors or anyone buying property for income or business use, there's the 100% bonus depreciation. That rule is back. And this allows you to deduct 100% of the depreciation value of your investment property in year one. I'll say that again. This allows you to deduct 100% of the depreciation value of your investment property in year one. This strategy has been used by savvy investors to eliminate and significantly reduce their taxable income legally. It's not back on the table. It's now back on the table thanks to this big, beautiful bill. All right, everyone. Let's talk about something that's essential to your decision making as a buyer. What's really happening in the Arizona real estate market right now? We're halfway through 2025, and the greater Phoenix real estate market is giving us some very clear signs, and you don't need to be an economist to understand them. So let's break them down in English using the latest stats from the Cromford Report and stats from the Arizona Regional MLS as of June 2025. Let's start with active listings. Inventory is up and it is leveling off. We've got, as of June 2025, 25,683 listings compared to just 18,121 this time last year. That is a 42% increase in listings for sale. But here's where it gets interesting. Inventory is actually down 3.4% from last month. So we have more homes on the market than we did last year, but they're coming off the market when compared to last month. So this means we may be seeing a bit of a plateau. And what does this mean for you as a buyer? You have more options than you have in recent years. And we're seeing the kind of inventory panic that leads to fast price spikes. Gone are the days where you come outside your home and you're like, what is going on down there? Are they giving away free tacos or something? Why is there a line in a house? Should I jump in that line? Right? And this was, 2020, 2021, where we didn't have a lot of homes on the market. And people would make a showing appointment for, say, 1 o'clock, 1:30, and they weren't the only one looking at that home, right? They were trying to see the house, and there were 20 people behind them trying to see that house. And they were in a multiple offer situation, waiving everything under the sun, no inspections, offering above the list price, waiving appraisals, waiving HOA reviews, closing as quickly as possible, all of these things in order to get the house because there just wasn't enough available for sale. The people who had homes, they weren't really sure what their next step was yet, so they didn't want to put their house on the market before they understood what they wanted to do. Was the pandemic really over? Like, what do I want to stay in Arizona? Am I keeping this rental? Am I moving close to family? Am I relocating for a job? All these questions and no answers. So we didn't have as many homes on the market. Now we are seeing we've had more people move to the area and we have more homes on the market. So someone looking to purchase today has more to look at. All right. They're not saying, Natasha, this is it. We're just looking at 2 houses today. That's it. Like, that's it. That's what we have with the criteria that you've given me in your price range, location, bedrooms, bathrooms, and all the things that are important to you. That's what we have available to see today. Now we have quite a few more. So, this market is more balanced in many areas and is strategic. So, pending sales are stable. They're not soaring, they're not declining, they're stable. We've got about 4,500 homes that are pending, that have a contract, under contract. And that's up 2.6% from this time last year and down slightly from last month. Under contract homes, including those that are saying, well, we'll take backup offers, are up 4% from last year. So what does this tell us? All these numbers, what does this tell us? It tells us that demand is steady but not explosive. Buyers are in the game. They're just being selective and intentional with their purchases, which is exactly what you should be too. Sales are up when compared to last year, but they're moving slowly month to month. Here's where things really get interesting. Monthly closed sales hit 6,629 sales in June of 2025, which is up 4.9% when compared to June 2024. But they're down 6.8% from May 2025. What are you going to do, right? That's a classic seasonal summer slowdown, mixed with the fact that buyers are still navigating higher than they would like interest rates and affordability concerns. But here's what matters most: homes are still selling, and we have more homes selling this year than last year. Buyers have not left the building, they're just shopping smarter. Okay. Prices are not crashing. So yeah, let's talk price. The average price per square foot is now sits at $293.08, which is down 0.8% from this time last year and 2.4% from last month. The median sales is still sitting at 450,000, pretty flat from year over year. And yes, prices are slightly declining month over month, especially in areas where there's excess inventory, like areas where there's a lot of resale and new home construction. Goodyear, Buckeye, to name a few. Queen Creek, Santan, Arizona City, the outskirts where there's more new home communities being built and there's resale. Yes, we are seeing longer marketing times and we are seeing price decline as well. But this is not a crash. Not a crash. It's a slow glide, giving serious buyers the opportunity to negotiate without being in a bidding war. We've been in a buyer's market for 8 straight months in the greater Phoenix metro area. So supply is decreasing slightly, which is typical of the summer. So that's very seasonal. And demand is pretty steady. And that's pretty good news for you as a home buyer. Why? Because when supply drops and demand picks up, which is always does in the fall before the holidays and early spring after the holidays, prices tend to follow. Now I repeat, median prices, okay? We are not crashing. We are stabilizing. What that means for you as a buyer in July 2025, it means that inventory is up from last year. There's more homes to choose from. Sales are steady, so homes are still moving. Prices are stable, softening a bit, stable, which puts buyers in a great negotiating position. A very good negotiating position. And the market isn't frantic, it's strategic. It's an opportunity for long term buyers. And now is the time to get pre approved, to start touring homes and position yourself to act when you see the right one. Okay. If you've been sitting on the sidelines thinking, well, maybe I'll wait for prices to crash, that's just not the market that we're seeing. Price is the last thing to move when the market shifts. Sellers are more likely to offer concessions, closing cost credits, some money towards your rate buy down before slashing prices. And your opportunity for that is now. Now, if you are considering new home construction, this could be your moment. Builder confidence is down a bit, which is your leverage, right? That's why we're seeing builder paid closing costs, rate buy downs, appliance packages, and even flexible move-in timelines. Many of the clients are getting in with as little as $1,000 down or using down payment grants to bridge that gap. Now, beware. Not all builder deals are the same. You need someone to help you negotiate that contract. And yes, that is what I do. If you already own a home, you may be wondering, okay, do I need to sell before I buy? Hey, great question. Here are some options. You can always sell first and then buy, lowers your risk. You can buy first with a bridge loan or a HELOC, or you can rent out your current home and buy your next one if you qualify to hold both mortgages, if you have a mortgage on your existing home. You don't have to make that decision alone. I have helped clients build a custom move up plan that fits their goals, timing, and budget. Now, 2025 is all about intentional buying. Where you live matters more now than ever. Are you downsizing? Do you need more of a walkable neighborhood? Do you want to be near the Mayo Clinic, Phoenix Sky Harbor, or top schools? Let's match the lifestyle you want with the area that fits your future. What's powering our market in 2025? Well, according to Arizona Big Media, Arizona is booming with job creation in key sectors like advanced manufacturing, bioscience and life sciences, semiconductor expansion, healthcare and senior services, and logistics and distribution, thanks to our central location. Employers like TSMC, Taiwanese Semiconductor, Intel, Amcor, Banner Health continue to add thousands of high-paying jobs, especially in Phoenix, Mesa, Goodyear, and Chandler. This job growth is creating steady demand, especially in family-friendly communities near good schools and close to employment corridors. So let's be real. This is not a favorable market for house flippers. Short-term rentals and wholesalers, I mean, they're feeling the pinch. But if you are a long-term buyer looking to grow equity, secure stable housing, and plant roots, then this market is made for you. Now, here's what I want you to take away from tonight. All right. Rates are temporary. Arizona's greater Phoenix metro market is stabilizing. Prices are holding, supply is stable. Okay. You can now deduct your mortgage interest rate again, making home ownership more affordable. You can deduct more of your property taxes, which is especially helpful to the luxury market. And those outside of Arizona considering relocating here in the future in those high income tax areas, California, Washington, Illinois, Massachusetts, New York, New Jersey, just to name a few. PMI is permanently tax deductible, helping low down payment buyers, first time home buyers with affordability. Rental income gets 20% discount for landlords, right? And investors can write off 100% of depreciation in year one. And that's a lot of financial benefits for homeowners and home buyers. And here's the kicker. Most people don't even know that they're available. They don't know what's available to them. And that's why your next step is to book that free consultation with me. I'll connect you with a local lender who understands these tax breaks, reviews what programs and incentives you qualify for, and help you find the right home that fits your financial goals. So I'll be sure to drop that link there for you guys to help you build a strategy to help you buy smarter. Remember again, builders are offering incentives. Smart buyers are moving now and not waiting. So if you are ready to get clarity on your path forward, let's chat. It doesn't cost you a thing. All right. And as you can tell, I can talk. So click the link to book your free consultation. And that's where you will get your personalized home affordability snapshot. You'll get access to vetted local lenders that understand that we do things a bit differently in Arizona, understand our contract, understand our timelines. You'll get a new home builder incentive list. You'll get a copy of my home buyer's guide and be added if you would like to my Phoenix real estate market newsletter. So this is your next best step to schedule the call. Any questions out there before we call it a night? Let's take a look. Here we go. Are interest rates expected to drop in 2025 or 2026? Well, mortgage rates remain volatile. Rates change daily. Many experts, people much smarter than me, anticipate modest rate declines in late 2025 and into 2026, especially if inflation continues to cool. Now, that said, timing the market can be a very risky thing. Waiting may cost you more in rising home prices and lost opportunities. Okay. So you're like, oh, prices aren't expected to rise that much. Sure. But that property owner may decide to take the home on the market. They may decide to rent it. They may decide not to sell, right? They may make other plans that don't include you. So there is a cost to waiting. Here we go. Yes, the difference between pre-qualified and pre-approved. Now, look, we get these letters in the mail. You too can purchase up to a $500,000, home, or qualify for a car, credit card, or what have you. Pre-qualification is an estimate based on self-reported info. Okay. Pre-approval is a verified financial review from a trusted lender. Now, if you're financially ready, this is a smart window to buy, especially before future rate drops drive up demand. Pre-qualification is required with our Arizona purchase contract. It's a must. It strengthens your offer and it shows sellers that you're serious, right? Now, what kind of down payment assistance is available in Arizona right now? Great question. There are multiple programs for qualified buyers, even if you're not a first-time home buyer. Some offer forgivable grants to reduce your upfront costs, and I can connect you with a lender who specializes in these programs after the webinar if you'd like. Okay. Is new construction a better deal than an existing home? Well, it depends. I know people hate that answer, right? But truly, it depends. It depends on your budget, your timeline, and your needs. Builders are offering incentives. That is true. Okay. People with existing homes are offering incentives. We don't always know that up front. That is part of the negotiation. But builders upfront are offering rate buy downs, closing cost assistance, offering appliances, and that can all make it very attractive. It just matters again on your budget, your timeline, and your needs. Okay, let's see. Do we have a? Oh, yep, there we go. What happens if interest rates drop after I buy? You can refinance. Buying now locks in your home price and builds equity sooner. If rates fall, if they fall later, a refinance can help lower your monthly payment. Okay. Yes. Okay. Great question. Can I buy a home if I haven't sold my home yet? I guess the home that you're living in right now. Okay. So I'll move forward with that. Yes. I'll say it depends. And that just means it depends what steps we take to get you into your next home. Okay. So, yes, but what steps we take depends on you and your financial picture. Okay. The options are making an offer on your next home contingent on the sale of your existing home, doing a bridge loan, taking a loan out where you're carrying two mortgages, a home equity line of credit. It all depends on your equity and your financial profile. All right. And we will go over those options in your consultation. Okay. Great. Buyer's market, seller's market. What's that? Okay. So buyer's market means that the supply, the number of homes on the market is more than the number of people looking at homes. Okay. And buyers tend to have more negotiating power in those instances. Right now in Arizona, about 16 of the 29 cities that make up the greater Phoenix metro area are in a buyer's or balanced market. So it's a smart time to shop. A seller's market is the flip side of that, where demand, you have more people looking than there are supply of homes. We saw that in 2020 and 2021 in the example I gave, where you look out and you see people gathering around the house and you're wondering, what they're giving out and if you should get in the line too. And they're all getting in line to see that one home. Okay, that was the seller's market that we saw. The multiple offers, the waiving inspections, waiving appraisals. I will buy your house with cash when I have no cash. All these strange things came about, but we didn't have time really to process the offer that you were writing. Now you have time. You have time to think, is this home really for me? The area, the property itself, does it have everything that I want? That work life balance, work, live, play in this space. Does this truly work for me? And this market allows you to think about those things. Anything else? Yes, the link. Let's do that. Thank you. Put in the link. There you have it. Hopefully I didn't speak too quickly, but I just wanted to say thank you so much for spending time with me here tonight, right? I understand that your time is valuable and I don't take that lightly. And I thank you for choosing to spend some time here with me tonight. So whether you're ready now or you're still gathering information, just know this. I'm here. I'm here to be your guide, not your salesperson. Okay. So feel free to book that appointment and let's see what's possible. In the meantime, stay cool, stay hydrated, and have a wonderful evening. Ta ta.